Hello, it's Simone. Today I would like to share my May flip through with you and just talk about how everything went. I still have my Stalogy A6 notebook in this Hobonichi cover. It's very green and bright and I like having it in there. This is where May started. Since we have been in shelter in place for a long time now, I waited until April was over and then I set up May, and then which was right in the middle of a week, I think. And then I just moved into May. So these setup pages, organizational pages, I don't know what you want to call them, are right in the middle, in between April and the 1st of May. Sometimes I count it like earlier in the year when I needed this monthly overview and all the things, I would count ahead, but right now that's not necessary. And so for April, as well as May, as well as June, I just waited and set it up then, right in between the 2 months. This is a free printable from Mr. and Mrs. Mint. I think they also have a June one. If you go on Instagram, I will link all of the Instagram accounts that I'm mentioning in the description box, and you can hop on over there, and most of the shops have links in their profile that will get you to the right place. And then I used clear tape to add in this card. It is from the Style Planner. Sometimes I have trouble, like it has trouble sticking to it, maybe because I'm using my fingernail to go along here and then it breaks apart, but that's totally fine. On the back side of this card, I put birthdays that were happening in May, my knitting projects that I was working on, and then I added this May tab sticker, which is also from the Style Planner, onto that card. I stuck in this yoga calendar from Yoga with Adrienne. This is also a free printable on her site, and then I just crossed off when I did yoga. I stopped doing yoga the day we got little kittens. Well, actually, on Memorial Day weekend, I decided to take Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and then and Monday, and then on the Tuesday, we brought home 3 foster kittens, and I didn't do yoga until today, which is June 8th, because I was just too exhausted. I didn't think they were as much work as they are. I glued in this free printable as well. It is from a German shop. It's Pen and Alex. I will link her. Everything that I'm talking about is linked in the description box, so you can just look down there and click your way through. For my meal planning, but I didn't do that. So in June, I didn't even stick that in here. Then I have next actions list and May ideas. It wasn't really a lot. And so for June, I will show that to you later on. I decided to just make one continuous list. And then I started with my days. I printed out this free printable from, I think there are several artists in the Japanese. So I'm not very informed. I should be, because I'm using their free printables, that make up the brand Hours, and there are two or three different artists, and they have free printables. So this month it was the flowers. In June they have these printables, and you can just hop on there. I think the first week of each month they are free downloads, and then they will close the download, so you have to be quick, and otherwise you won't get them. Yeah, and then I just did what I did in April as well. I usually set up my day, add the tasks that I want to tackle that day, and then I journal. And that's here I put together Saturday and Sunday. It was double page. Then for each week, I add the week number, add a meal plan, and then Instagram ideas down here. And then I have a to-do list that I use to pull tasks onto the specific days. And then I just use as much space as I need. To-do list, journaling. There's a to-do list, no journaling at all, just glued in a fortune cookie, and that's it. Then we have this day here. Sometimes I use less, sometimes I use more space. It just depends on how much I have to say. And you will see later on, there is also no journaling. So for the Thursday, May 7th, I did 1 page, and here Friday was 1.5 pages, and then Saturday was this much, and then Sunday, and then I had space left, and then I received a care package from Christine from London Gifties, and then I just sampled out some of the washi tapes that she sent to me. Next week, and I did this because I leave the page blank for Sunday, because I start each week on a new page, not necessarily on a double page spread. The week before, if you remember, was front and back, but I'm not going to add or start the next week down here. So meal plan, Instagram, to-do list. Then here is Monday, and then again I had some space. I don't really know why I left. Maybe I needed to journal more or wanted to journal more, and then I decided to just leave this blank, add my to-do list and go back later, and then I didn't have enough space, or I didn't have enough stuff to talk about. So again, I added washi tape down here. I just added in the card that I received from Christine. I stamped the stamp that she gave me right here to test it out, because I opened it up that day. This is notes for my next yarn talk video for May 13th. I actually used 2 full pages. May 14th, same thing. And then 15th, I only have 1 page. Then I have more notes on videos, on a video that I might do, might not do. Then Saturday has 2 pages. Then I have another notes page, and then Sunday is 1 page, or actually 2 pages. And then, because the next week was going to start, and I think I had all of this stuff out, and I just felt like I wanted to create something, I decided to just make this dashboard pretty page in my planner. The next week was the week before Memorial Day, meal plan, Instagram ideas, to-do list. Then I received my Happy Mail. For Mother's Day, I gifted myself an order with them, and they sent this May calendar. And so instead of keeping and hoarding it, I decided to just put it in here. And my nephew was born on the 18th, and so I put his information down here, stats. That's what I wanted to say. Tuesday, Wednesday, and what I do is I actually put down notes, research, telephone numbers that I need, when I'm on the phone, I take notes, put them in here, and sometimes they're not as pretty. I have another one somewhere, I think, oh, the day before. What? Nope. Day after. Here. This was also notes from a call, and I just put them in on the page. Yeah, then I have notes from a phone call, questions I have to need to be answered, and then journaling. Same here, notes, journaling ideas, and then I didn't really I did stuff, but I didn't really do much on that weekend, and I didn't journal a lot, so I just decided to put all those 3 days together. I took some notes, and then it was only filling half the page, and so I decided to just add another one of those. I have one, I think, at the end of April as well, and I printed this free printable multiple times, and so I'm just gonna stick it in over the course. And maybe, so this was quarantine, we're now in stage 2 of reopening our county, so maybe I'll document what stage we're in. I don't know yet. I just have more of those to add in. Then the week of Memorial Day, which again here, this is Memorial Day, and the Tuesday, this is when we got the 3 foster kittens, and then I started writing down information about them, but I didn't really keep up with it. They gave us a health information package for each one of the kittens, and so I have been tracking, they're healthy now and fine, and so I have been tracking their weight on that paper. That was the Wednesday. And yeah, the underlying theme starting from Tuesday, May 26th was the kittens and how exhausted and tired I am. I didn't really think that kittens were so much work, but the first several days I got up in the middle of the night. Actually, I just started 2 days ago to get up at 6 instead of in the middle of the night, so they can last up until that time now. But up until then, I got up at 5, 4. In the beginning, I got up at 2:30 to feed them, and yeah, it was exhausting, and I actually didn't really get anything done because by the time I cleaned their litter box, I played with them, I weighed them. In the beginning, I weighed them in the morning and in the evening. Then I cleaned them again, then I played with them again. We needed to get them acquainted to our hands and like just handling them. It took up so much time, so didn't really do anything. And my son just barged into the door, so I had to backtrack. So that was Wednesday. The kittens were still, I went to work, my first day of work on the 29th, which was really strange. Still very, very tired. And then Sunday, I talked about the kittens again, and I wrote down notes about the riots, the Black Lives Matter movement. Just a tiny snippet. It is June 7th now, and I probably want to actually note. I don't remember when I noticed that something was up. I don't know when I heard about it for the first time that he was killed, but it would be interesting to see how that happened. Why it didn't actually find anything in my, why you can't really find anything about it in my planner. That's what I'm trying to say. However, it definitely affected me because I saw it mainly. I don't really watch TV, so I saw it on Instagram for sure and Facebook. And so when I started to set up June, which I think I did on the 2nd, not really sure, maybe Monday afternoon, because I remember, yes, I saw a list of Black people, mostly male. I think there's 2 female on here, who were killed by the police. And I know there's more, but I just went off that list because I thought I was going to research about it, and I actually did. I spent all day Monday, June 1st, reading about each of their cases. The only person I wasn't really able to find anything about was Dante Parker, but the rest of them, yeah, it was eye-opening. The way they were killed, what I really found very eye-opening or interesting, and maybe that's something you might want to think about too, is the fact that most of them had a police record for minor traffic, let's say infringements, because I don't really know the right terminology for this. When was the last time that you were stopped by the police in a car? I have not been stopped by the police ever since I lived here. I was stopped once, which was close to the Polish border, and so they were trying to find people who were illegally crossing the border. So I got into a traffic stop where all cars, all vehicles had to stop and were searched. That was the only time in my life, and I'm 43 years old, that I was stopped by the police. And yeah, so they were stopped by the police multiple times. And if you want to research Sandra Bland's case, it was one of the ones that I was just, it was the one that shook me the most, maybe. Well, besides everyone's case is unique and noteworthy, but she was stopped by the police and she was only 28 years old. Many times she actually thought that they were, or that's how it felt to me, that they were seeking her out and stopping her on purpose. Yeah, that was a very interesting research. To be honest, I didn't know that this was happening here. I don't really have an explanation why I was blind to all of this before June 1st, but it was. And yeah, so I used this card. It is from Brandy Kincaid, to reinforce what I actually know, but to show, not show, that's not the right word, to reinforce that this is something that we need to think about every day. And I really liked this quote by John F. Kennedy: "Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable." Right now I'm thinking maybe I should actually research the context in which this was spoken, because sometimes you take a really horrible statement out of context and it makes sense and is good, but yeah, I guess you know what I mean. I added in this calendar because I had printed it prior to the cats coming. Didn't know that I wasn't really able to do lots of yoga. I just finished this this monthly list. So as I said before, I decided to put this onto one page. So here it is. Then this is last week. And as I said, I was very slow because I have been doing lots of research, reading, listening. I've also on my Instagram been sharing lots of resources that you can use to educate yourself about why the riots are happening, why we should support them, and how we can support them, and how to educate yourself about the systemic racism that is happening in the States here. And so that was, with having the kittens and doing all of that, my planner was on the back burner. On June 1st, this is what I wrote. No, this is what I wrote. June 2nd, June 3rd. What happens after Blackout Tuesday? Take action Wednesday. Take action every day. How many Black knitters, journalers, planners, scrapbookers do you follow? And I have started following more. I will put people of color because I know that the minority of those are actually Black. I'm trying to diversify all of this. It has started with the knitting community, where the racial injustices have been prevalent for the last year. And it has come, the awareness that something is wrong was there. And so, but really, that's something that you should ask. And why is that? Why is your feet mainly white? How many? Because if you actually look, and I know that for sure because that's the same happening in YouTube everywhere, when you really look, you find the niche and you find those people if you actually look for them. And you will find people who have the same aesthetic as you, who have the same problems, similar problems, who are in the similar life stages as you are. So that would be a really great start to see what, even if they are the same age, have the same amount of kids, similar ages, same planner, what is different about their lives? That is something that we have in common, and so we can see all of those. And for us white people, we can be more aware and step up and speak for those, not for those, but speak up to end all of those injustices. Does that make sense? I don't know. How many Black businesses do I support? Do I call out family, friends, colleagues when they say something racist? Why not? What am I afraid of? Why haven't I said anything at all during this last week? Why do I feel uncomfortable using my platform? These are all questions that I hope everybody is answering for themselves. And if you don't agree, I'm very happy if you unfollow me and don't watch my videos. That's fine. We need to amplify melanated voices, and we need to see that. Now I don't know the word. There was a really cool graphic explaining the difference between equity and equality. We need everyone to be able to pick apples from the same tree. The 4th, the 5th, the 6th, 7th, nothing really happened. I was able to squeeze that 1 week onto 2 pages. And then this is this week. This is my to-do list for the week, meal plan, Instagram, today. And I don't even know what is back here because I really haven't opened it. It's, yeah, my YouTube planner. I usually just write down the videos that I have scheduled so that I know when they will publish. And that's about it. The only thing I thought I was going to use, since this is almost done and I'm going to move out of this at the end of June, I thought I was going to use a B6 Stalogy. So I printed this printable Kate B6 monthly insert, and that's where my monthly is hidden. I haven't done one in May, and I didn't really miss it, but I knew that going back to work, I would definitely need something. And a weekly overview wasn't really what I thought I needed, so I printed this monthly and added all my dates in here. However, I'm actually, once I'm done with this, I'm actually going to move into this and yeah, try out how that is going to work for me. I haven't set anything up yet. It's still in the stages. I had put it into the Hobonichi cover, but that felt too thick. And so for the beginning, I'm just going to use this cover. It's a plastic cover that you can purchase from MD for the MD notebooks. And so this is how I'm going to start with this. It's just June 8th, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to set this up and when, but if I have the time and the muse to take you along, I will definitely put on the camera and take you along when I set up this Hobonichi Kazen avec. It has a monthly, well, yearly overview, then it has monthly pages, weekly pages, and daily pages in the back. And I'm just curious to see how that would work for me. I want to journal and plan at the same time in the same book, and I feel like this is how it might work. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. If anything that I said offended you or you thought that wasn't the right thing to say, let me know as well. I am still learning, and yeah, sometimes words aren't the easiest for me. I hope I have my heart at the right place, and I can do better if you tell me what I need to do different. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye.